This is a video on how to paint grass up close, or rather at a certain distance you would normally see individual blades of grass, or to be able to look in the grass and see the layers that give you the feeling of depth. This method can be tedious, and I don't use this on large areas of grass, only where it would be appropriate. Generally it's at that focal length that you would see the individual detailed blades of grass, and that's usually a fairly small area compared to the whole painting. Here I start out blocking in the background, making the foreground much darker as my first step in creating the depth of the grass. So I'm not concerned about getting the correct values yet. That'll happen as I build up layers of grass. This is the tedious part, single blades of grass over and over. I use an ink brush with opacity, and I just tweak the brush to my liking as far as pen pressure and opacity goes. And the following is just layers of individual blades of grass, going from darkest to lightest, and shadows on this tombstone, of course. I'm just doing the same thing over and over, layering light blades of grass over darker and keeping the strokes fairly random, but keep them going in the general direction of how the grass is laying, like the clumps of grass that grow next to the headstone. There's definitely a direction the grass is growing, so you want to keep that in mind. And here I'll just let it play out, show the layers as I'm putting them in. The other thing is not to get too carried away with the lighter layers, because there are dark layers you want to show through. Here I'm just kind of cleaning up the shapes and then coming in and lightening things up overall. Just a very light overlay of color, lighter color. I do add a Gaussian blur to the closest foreground, since the focus will be on the tombstone and the grasses nearest it. And then I continue on with the background, throwing in some vague shapes of leaves and things, and I go on to kind of correct the value and the color for the background, or the background in the distance. And for the background, I just decided to use my blur brush to make things a little softer and in the distance. So that's it. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you next time.